It's Madden NFL Football. It's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Houston Texans taking on the Indianapolis Colts.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A huge play there right off the bat. 56 yards. Now, this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger. But remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. A graduate of the Naval Academy. Back then, you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll look to throw here. His throw incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Throw left side, he's got Tillman. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a...
We are in the first quarter. We get you back to the action to see how this defense can do on this upcoming drive. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Richardson to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. Richardson looking to throw this. Connecting over the middle with Downs. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down. They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Well, this defense for the Texans, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And with the playoffs ahead, this is how you build momentum because they pitched a shutout last week, and I don't care who you're playing. That's not easy to do at this level, and they're playing their best football at the right time of year.
They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a fourth down coming up. Jones on the return. Jones breaking from the contact. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first. They'll look to throw here on first down. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Now a 2nd and 2. He'll drop to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And some strong running. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Back to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Texans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Richardson looking to throw. This pass left side to Downs.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On is the punter, Townsend, as he gets this one away.
Pulled in at the 24.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return.
And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late score.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Gets this over the middle to Tillman.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They're going to look to throw. Going deep for Diggs. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Stephon Diggs as the first half is winding down.
And the Texans will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. A gain of 3, 2nd down. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And it's the Chiefs who have the lead in the second quarter. Xavier Worthy, a touchdown reception. From there, we head north to Minnesota. Check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Rashad Green, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And right now they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. A touchdown there for Saquon Barkley.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. In motion right is Pittman. Now here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give to Taylor.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
So they keep the football, but now face second and long. Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
A time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. There, Richardson back to throw it.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Will Anderson racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the third quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. The Colts send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. Here's Stephon Diggs as he and the rest of the offense get ready to go again. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is...
He'll look to throw. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
They'll set up a throw. Good footwork at the 30. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Joe Mixon, that's his 19th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
From the shotgun, Richardson.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted.
Inside the 20.
And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD.
Well, not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one, and even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 5.
Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Richardson out of the shotgun.
Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Colts send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. Taken in at the 22.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And now we move our focus to Stephon Diggs. When you're in a zone like he is, what's the conversation like on the sideline between he and his quarterback? Is that a one-way conversation of, hey, just keep... They try to eat some clock with Mixon. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
These two teams getting a couple of late season tilts this year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 12. And it was the visiting Texans who came away with a victory. So they'll look to take the season series if they can win here in Houston.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
53 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Once again, they run with Mixon. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first three quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Mixon with a first down carry. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
Julian Blackmon bringing him down. Now 2nd and 5.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them. And boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game.
So not just a blowout win for them today, Charles, but a shutout blowout win as well. Clearly just a superior effort on both sides of the ball.
Hey, didn't it feel like
You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. And then the defense jumped up and said, hold it. We're getting involved as well. You're exactly right. Big points, both sides contributing, a full team win.
So for Houston,
they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year.
And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis,
this loss really hurts their playoff chances as they drop to 7-8 with 2 games left.
And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston. Stephon Diggs, his 104th career touchdown, one shy of Tim Brown on the all-time list.
And the Texans will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Early on in the game, first quarter. Let's see how this defense does on this drive.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
The defense for these Texans.
They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post. Well done.
And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Here's Jones. A good return there. Call it 13 yards.
And it will be
They'll drop to throw.
He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. Down to the 10. Touchdown! Nico Collins.
His 17th touchdown now on the season.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point a minute.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action now. Lawrence.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Will Anderson.
He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
On 2nd down, Lawrence. They'll drop that underneath to Etienne.
And he's able to get up here to the 26.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. Shifts past him at the 45. And this will be a Jaguars 1st down as good running gets him to about the 44.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Now Lawrence. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter. They go play action with Lawrence as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Looking to throw, Lawrence shoves him away. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
Ethan Evans on now to punt.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not.
They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his right. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, 21 yards. To play first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Trying to stretch the field with Schultz.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Houston. Dalton Schultz, 51 yards.
And the Texans take a 3-touchdown lead. So 20-0 now pending the extra point, and this place is jumping.
Yeah, you can feel it, can't you? You can also see it. You're seeing people in the stands now, excited, happy, high-fiving each other, and expecting this.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
And the Texans scoop it, and they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line.
He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
And the football going back over to
first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Joe Mixon. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Texans are able to add on to their first half lead. And his stellar campaign continues. That now his 20th rushing touchdown.
So a 1st and 10 coming up for the offense here in the second quarter. Let's see what this defense can do.
On first down, Lawrence.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes.
Here's a give to Mixon.
Wrap up.
Still moving. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Texans.
Joe Mixon with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first two quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And it is the Jets who have the lead in that one. The Jets trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they trail the visiting Las Vegas Raiders. And that one's gone to halftime. J.K. Dobbins with a touchdown run. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. The Dolphins trying to finish that one off and claim victory.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports.
This taken in at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now Lawrence. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down. Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 38-yard line. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Lawrence's throw into the hands of Kirk.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
On 2nd down, a run with ETN.
And a short gain here down to the 22. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
ETN up the middle.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because other...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And this Texans defense stands tall.
I'm just going to go ahead and call it, partner. You could smell the desperate...
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground.
He was brought down by Foyesade Oluokun. Kind of an odd schedule this year. These two teams getting their 2 games in very late in the season. Their first meeting just a few weeks ago, back in Week 15. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. 2nd and 5.
Again, it's Mixon.
42 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, They are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
It's Mixon on the counter. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And now they'll shift things around.
From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that detracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield. Picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Mixing up the middle. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Oh, wait, hold everything. A timeout has been called. Seemingly silly with 1 second remaining in this game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. This from 44 yards away. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed asleep.
So for the Texans,
they're a win away now from running the table here in the regular season. They moved to 16-0 on the year.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston.